find me jobs. And she's like, oh, no, I'm good. I'm good at my job and shit. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? These women ain't about to help you do nothing,
shit,
bro.
but going into more debt.
Like, fuck.
And living the bougie way of life.
And that's real talk.
Yeah, and they won't do it because then now you're in, like, you gotta be
responsible. Yeah, you gotta be.
They rather go to another place and work and be under subjection under them.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's a move.
As long as they give them some authority and shit. And it's like, yo, this fucking man. Go fuck it.
He gets no authority, man. My daughter asked me to read her paper that day. I was thankful that she invited me to read it. But she didn't want to take the criticism with it. I was like, the paper sucks. Yeah, it's not good. You know what I'm saying? Like, where'd you write this shit at? Like, this, you got one reference in there and shit. You can tell she rushed it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't sound like you look. It does, man. Women do not like the truth, and I tell my daughter the truth, bro. I don't lie to her ass. Sometimes I try to cushion the blow for her, but most of the time, bro, I be getting in her ass. She don't give me shit. Don't ask me shit, because I'm gonna tell you the truth. Yeah. I don't gotta lie to you. You know what I'm saying? You my fucking daughter. I'll tell you straight the fuck up, man. Like, no.
But this world full of lies.
These women love lies, man. They love it, man. Like, I don't give a fuck how much they tell you, don't lie to me. Just lie to her, bro. Fucking lie to her ass. She does not deserve the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because she can't handle it. Yeah. If she can show that she can handle the truth, you give her the truth. I'm just, I don't care.
The truth, and then they start crying.
This will be the video of my woman turns on her watch. She just say, right here. Say this a motherfucker, yeah, use it. He'll get Jake set up, man. I'll just edit it out. I'll edit it out. It's no big deal. I truly don't care. Like, really, if you really understood how much I care, you'd be like, damn, bro, this brother don't give a fuck. I really don't.
It's hard to care.
Yes, it is, man. I care about other things, man. Like my salvation, bitch. You can't. I'm on a move. I'm on a grind. I'm grinding every day. You know what I'm saying? I really am, bro. I'm not playing, bro. Like, hey, this ain't no joke. My life is on the fucking line. I'm waiting for the feds to kick in my door. They on some weird shit, man. I'm waiting for all the people that so-called love me, turn their backs on me, and lie. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for all of that shit.
I think about that every day.
Every day, bro.
I keep my door cracked open.
Yeah.
But when I close it, I'll be like, one day somebody gonna kick my
motherfucker in. All because of what I believe in. You think I'm worried about a bitch? Any bitch, for that matter. You know?
Real,
no. You don't care.
I think our priorities is fucking women. Like.
That's it. Yeah, man, we grown ass men. If that was that's an option. That's always an option. You know what I mean? But it's like, listen, man.
You in the top 10, but you ain't number 1.
Yeah, for real, man. For real, man. Straight up, man.
Yeah. The kingdom first.
For real, man.
First. Seek ye first the king.
Yeah. All these things shall be added unto you, man.
Sometimes, I'll say it. Sometimes I stay fully dressed at the crib all night, because in my mind, I'm expecting somebody to come to the door.
Pastor Hart said, you don't even sleep under the covers, bro.
And then I have to literally tell myself, release those thoughts and go to bed.
Yeah, it's good sleep, brother. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, brother.
But I'm on DEFCON, what is it, DEFCON 4, 5?
Yeah. Real talk, bro. I sleep defensively, bro.
Yeah.
I do not sleep offensively, bro. Women sleep like they sleeping in bed and shit.
Like I'm going to work.
I get the fuck up. I can move out here. If I gotta run out of here, bro, I'm gonna be decent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Socks, shirt.
Yep.
My shoes right next to my bed. As soon as I sit up, slide in my shoes, bro. If that's the case. If
Is
not,
that paranoid? That's not paranoid.
That's called preparedness.
That's called preparedness, right?
You gotta be prepared when this time, man. If you out here sleeping in your skivvies, I ain't never slept in my skivvies. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man.
People be sleeping naked.
Yeah, they bugged out. I can't even do that. After I'm done, bro, I wash and put my clothes back on, baby. I turn into the traveling man on the bitch, man. I'm out of here. But anyway, that was just a little bit of folly. Brother Jerry. All praise, honor, and glory. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Let's say double honors to the apostles and the bishop, elders, the great millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to our fellow Akim across the four corners of the globe, preaching and prophesying in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. We out here another week to prophesy and preach the truth of the Bible, the prophecies concerning the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, people that look like the other nations, but you go back to us on your forefathers' side. We are the Hebrew Israelites. Salvation is coming unto us. You got these imposters walking around perpetrating a fraud by quoting the scriptures as if it pertains to them. One in particular is Benjamin Netanyahu, aka Benjamin Minikowski, aka Benjamin not a real Jew. Right? Give me Psalm 58. Psalm 50 and 16. Bottom of the shop. We're men up here too, man. You gotta understand that that's why the apostles always getting on us about being stoics, man. You know, we all should have some form of stoicism in our life, man. A lot of us spend time alone, away from this world, bro. Because this shit is a trash heap, man. And it's wicked, and it's looking like a drain that's waiting to suck you in. And there's a lot of serious things going on. And it's a time to be serious-minded, not folly-minded. You know what I'm saying? Worried about the things of this world. Real quick, before you get that, was it 2 Timothy, might be 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 1, or 2 Timothy 2, verse 1, where it says, endure hardness as a good soldier.
I believe it's 2 Timothy.
You know it's in the second chapter.
Second Timothy.
Start at 1.
God. 2 Timothy chapter, the point is in verse 2. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 1. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is Hamashiach Yahushai.
Yeah, that's in their strength. I don't know what I was watching. Oh, that nigga, Evil Steve, he would talk about integrity because now all the truth coming out about him. Here it is, a nigga that lacks integrity. You got these guys talking there, but your integrity needs to be strong. Your minds, your thoughts need to be strong in your Habashi and Hashah. Read it again.
2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 1. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Hamashiach Yahushai.
What it say in the NLT?
NLT, Timothy, my dear son, be strong through the grace that the Most High gives you in Hamashiach Yahushai.
Right, because those words weren't just for Timothy. You had this dude, vocab alone. He was asking about Revelation 13 and 16, right? About the chip, the MOTB. He's like, why would God basically give that message to those people when it didn't pertain to them at that time? Because according to him, there was no technology like that during their time, which the chip didn't exist during their time. But those same words that Paul spoke to Timothy, those same revelations that Yahushua gave unto Apostle John, those were for people that will come later. Those people are us. So these words aren't just for Timothy. These words are for us too. You got the precepts, the things that are written beforehand, or written for our learning. They were written for us in these times, especially in these times, like Elder Malcolm would say, especially in these times, who are risking their lives to do so. To do what? To publish this truth. Because we are risking our lives. You heard us talking before we got into the lesson about how we move defensively in this fucking world, bro. Because the people around us can't see that we're risking our lives. They don't see the gravity of the job that we're doing. You know, everybody, you'll put your life and your heart and your soul, your sweat, your blood and your tears into your physical job in this world to earn a buck. But you won't turn around and do that for your Yahushua. Not seeing an immediate payoff, but knowing that we're storing up our treasures in heaven. There is going to be a great payoff. You know, we're not Edomites. We don't think carnally. We're Israelites. We think spiritually.
Right.
And everything we do should surround spirituality in Yahweh and Yahushua. You know, the physical shit come later. You know what I mean? Brothers been catching hell all fucking week. but we still here. You know, just like you might catch hell in your carnal life, but you still go to work to get that check. You know what I'm saying? Well, how much more for Yahweh Shai? Go ahead.
This is the book of Romans 15 and verse 4. It says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
Right, so that hope is an expectation. That expectation is salvation. Protection when all hell breaks loose, when the Lord brings his wrath. You know, using Esau, Edom, using these armies of the world, using plagues, pestilence, you know, extreme upheaval of people. That's the wrath of the Lord. Pestilence, people dropping fucking dead. So these things that were written beforehand were written for what? Our learning. So that we can learn and we can apply those same attributes that our forefathers did to the times that we're in. Right. Real quick, get what you got. Get Ecclesiasticus chapter 2. Sirach chapter 2. And it says, the precept says, when did any belief call on the Most High? And he left them, something like that. No, go back to it. See? Yep, 9 and 10.
This is Ecclesiasticus 2 and verse 9. It says, ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for the everlasting joy and mercy.
And that's what we're doing. We're fearing the Lord. But how do you fear the Lord? By just saying, oh, I fear the Lord. No, you do what the Lord commands you. You fear his name. That shows you fear his name. So the average people of our nation, they don't see that the Lord is about to judge them. They don't see that their sins are about to be called forth in front of them. They don't see that. They look like, oh, that's all good, you know. I'll get around to it when I get around. I was watching some dumb shit that came across my For You page on TikTok. And these, these fraternities and sorority niggas running around here acting like they got some type of brotherhood. And I'm looking at these niggas, like these niggas is nothing but niggas. Yep. Like real niggas. But they claim some type of brotherhood, which they do. They have a brotherhood of wickedness, not righteousness. You know what I'm saying? But these people, they move like they don't fear the Lord. They don't. The shit that these niggas doing, like these niggas talking about something. It was spiritual too. That it had the one that came up was these dudes talking about something. Now we're gonna say a chapter from the Bible, and these dudes was really all geeked up, and the people like, yay! And so they quoted Psalms 133. How good and how beautiful and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity, right? But them niggas is in unity and wickedness. They're not in unity and righteousness, man. And that's just that chapter. So, like, you know, brothers, we with churches. We go from here to LA, bro. It's the same. It's like we still here. Because them brothers is in the same spirit as we in. Righteousness. Shooting for perfection. The same word that they speak is what we're speaking. That's right. You can literally put our videos right on next to each other and have them push play. And we literally saying the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We are the same speech and of the same mind. You know what I'm saying? Because we fear the Lord. So when you look at these people in the world, they ain't got to tell you if they fear the Lord or not. Just look at how they move. Look at how they operate. You got niggas in the truth that come with brothers, and you think this dude is a righteous leader, but look how he moved. That nigga don't fear the Lord. You got Jake punching brothers. You got Jake stealing. You got Jake lording over brothers. You got Jake lying to brothers, lying on brothers. Hey, that nigga Evil Steve, I found out through the video that the elders in the Bay Area did. This nigga secretly telling them that I was wicked. He was telling them, oh, you gotta watch out for that Kamari Howard. But he said that about everybody. He said it about Elder Ariala. He said it about Apostle Ramlab. And this nigga, and he walking out here every day, doing videos, going on the block, claiming to do the Lord's work, man. But you secretly devising an evil plan behind brothers. Nigga, you don't even know me, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The nigga said some other shit. I should have been happy that I was at his crib. Like, nigga, I even asked to go to your house. Nigga, you invited me. You was all geeked up for me to come over there, homie. I was like, why the fuck would I want to go to your house? I don't even know you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of mentality that this guy had. You see, like on one side, he tried to present himself as righteous, But on the next side, and he does this. You know, we start talking and we start going on and it's a spirit I'm just speaking about you, bro. That's all. Because you're an example of a person that don't fear the Lord. Because if you fear Yahweh Shem Shai, he told us, touch not my prophets, touch not my anointed, neither do any of my prophets any harm. And it tells you how he destroyed kings for their sake, bro. So we just read this. And we like, damn, I don't want to do this brother wrong. I don't want to do this brother wrong. Because the Lord destroyed people for way much lesser. You know what I'm saying? So why the fuck would I want to destroy or disrupt his program? And that's called fear. You don't do something because you fear the consequences that will follow that action that you do. And that's what we as parents try to teach our children. You know, but in this world, they so fucking warped and sucked into the world, they can't even understand that shit until they get older. The reason why I was on your ass because I didn't want the man to be on your ass. I didn't want you to make a mockery of my name. I didn't want you to make a mockery of yourself. I could see shit happening before you saw it happen. Why? Because I lived it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But like the scripture says, our parents, they chastise us after their pleasure. How much more the Father of spirits, man? Which Yahweh Shem Shai is our Father. You know what I'm saying? So if he tell me to do something, should I not do it? Should I not follow it? Who's reading?
Well, I had two pieces real quick. This in the book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 13, it says, the fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the forward mouth do I hate.
Yeah.
That's right. And like you were going into, if you really, fear the Lord, you wouldn't be doing none of these things. You wouldn't be prideful, you wouldn't be arrogant, and you would hate evil. And all those things that the brother was mentioning, those are things that Jake amongst Israel is doing, man. Being evil towards another, or bringing a false testimony, that's evil, man.
Yeah.
You see, so you don't really fear the Lord if you're doing all these things.
And you act like you the Most High, like you got power. Was gonna kill you like the Most High is your fucking genie or perfect private, or your private personal assassin. Here it is, you wishing death on brothers that fear the Lord, nigga. You was scared of Yahweh. What the fuck you wish death on me for? You hardly even know me, man. And I'm glad that you people don't have the ability to do that because you be doing it wrong. You just be putting niggas to death just cause he offended me. So let me just put him to death. And then you didn't give the brother a chance or the sister a chance to rectify their offense, man. And that's how niggas in the world move, man. Yeah. Oh, nigga, you stuck on my Adidas. Yeah. And then next thing you know that you bleeding dead. You got that nigga, Master P brother, C Murders in prison for life because some stupid ass shit like that. Some young dude just bumped into the nigga and he just lost his mind and shot the little nigga. Now you want us to feel sorry for you. You trying to find all the loopholes in the legal system to get out your sentence. You're not going to get out of that, nigga. You're going to be up there with them niggas, the wild-ass, beastly mindset niggas, like he was in. It wasn't like C Murder. First, a nigga named C Murder. Any nigga named C Murder, you just got to get him the fuck up out of here. That's just the point. His name was an omen nomen.
That's what I was just thinking.
His name was a fucking omen nomen. I think his name was, I don't know if his name was Calvin or who gives a fuck what his name is, man. The last name was Murder.
That's gonna get you.
That's gonna get you every time, nigga. You see me name myself though. Yeah. I ain't gonna put that on me. You don't see, I don't gotta name myself some crazy shit. And then when the crazy shit happened to me, oh man, this ain't right. I was just rapping about the real life, nigga. This nigga grew up with his father and his mother. His father was extremely responsible. All them fucking kids growing up in Louisiana, New Orleans, and all places. His older brother, Percy, he took to what his dad said. I'm not saying that nigga's perfect, but the nigga, you could tell that he was the more responsible one out of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? You could tell if you look at Master P and C Murder, Percy Miller and his other brother. They already lost another brother to violence. Why the fuck would you be pushing that shit? He got to the point where he stopped talking about weed and drugs and all that shit because he was like, he's a businessman. But this nigga C Murder couldn't leave the hood alone.
He had that murder
demon. He had that murder demon on him. You know what I'm saying?
It's been proven. There's a lot of niggas in jail. Their street name drew that demon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We know how it goes.
Yeah.
Your street. There was this huge story in the news about this baby. Their parents named the baby. What was Hitler's first name?
Adolf.
They
Adolf.
named him Adolf Hitler. Adolf.
That's illegal to do that too.
Yeah, but they named him, and eventually they changed it because it was an outcry of the people. You can't put that.
Yeah.
You can't put that on this baby.
Yeah, spirit on that baby.
Because that name comes with
a spirit.
There's another word.
It's an infamous name.
Yeah.
His name is infamous. He supposedly killed 6 million of these Edomites, bro, of his own kind. So here it is. You go ahead. It's illegal to name your child. It's a lot of shit that you can't name your kids because people will just name children just to name them. You know how Jake do? They just make some shit up, especially the niggas. You Judah and Benjamin Levi, man, especially Judah. You just name Darquavius. What the fuck does that mean? And then you wonder why this nigga's face getting slammed in the concrete.
The name.
He can't get a job.
The name comes with a spirit.
It comes with a spirit. But let's get people reading
This is another precept in the book of St. Matthew 23 and verse 27. It says, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye are like unto whitened sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and of all uncleanness."
And you got that. These guys perpetrating a fraud like they're so righteous. But your inward man is fucking filthy, bro. Right. You're not even a changed person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to be a new man coming into this truth. Not the same old man with a veneer. And that's what those wicked scribes and Pharisees was doing back then. There was just two groups of many. But they were the major ones in power. Let's go back to Ecclesiastes 9 and 10.
This Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and verse 9. It says, "Ye that fear the Lord hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old, and see that ever any trust in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and was confounded,
right?
Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken?
Yeah.
Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?"
Exactly, man. So the scripture says what? Look at those of old. And those that did those things called on the Lord, feared Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Did the Lord despise them? The answer is no. So now, we in this time, definitely in a time of prophecy, we should apply that same, that was written for us today. So that when we read these scriptures and we going through a similar situation, we supposed to think back on those men of old, Yahushua first and foremost, and all the other prophets and apostles and elders and brothers that fear the Lord. And then by us doing that, that gives us confidence to do it today. You know what I'm saying? And not only to call on the Lord when we catching help, but when things seemingly going good, or when they're not going good, when we in need, we ought to seek the face of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And you do that by calling his name. And then you start referencing his word. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, again, these things that are written beforehand were written for our learning. So go back to 2 Timothy chapter 2.
And then there's also that scripture, real quick, that says, "Seek ye the Lord before the evil days in your youth, before the evil days come."
12.
That's right, man. Because as we see in the current events that are happening throughout the world, man. Hey, the Lord's return is near, man. And what does that mean? That a lot of judgment is gonna be going on around the world, man. And we don't want to be judged on the side of the wrath of the Lord, man. We want to be judged on the righteous side of the Lord. For what? For serving him and truly fearing his name and doing what we're supposed to be doing, man.
Yeah, the Lord he basically gave us a cheat code. We got the script to the movie.
The whole script.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like now we through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, we have the ability to react before a certain scene takes place. Right. And we're not only us, but we're spreading and publishing this message to those that will listen. and those that are gonna listen is the elect. Like you got brothers that may not be prophets out here, but guess what? They're getting this download, so they know what to do in that day of trouble. Now I understand what's happening. You're not blind. 2/3 of our people are blind to what's happening. I was talking to Elder Mawazazak yesterday. I went to work, and at the job, these guys, they were talking about the financial system, right? And they didn't understand why certain things would happen. And then I walked in the door, I just started downloading, not trying to puff myself up, but I knew what they were talking about, so I enlightened them. And dude, so one of them, because they were getting scared. It was like this Chinese dude was getting, and I hope that doesn't happen. I was talking about the chip. I hope that doesn't happen. That's a fascist state. And fascist states don't last long, man. It's like, yeah, I was like, well, it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your, but you can tell that, I was like, yeah, you can tell that's the end when people are having conversations about this now. Yeah. Random, like regular people, not us. We know what's going on. But the average Joe, they don't. So when you hear the average Joe talking like this, you know something's up.
Yeah, because I remember back in the day when I first found out about the chip,
yeah.
Even before I came into the truth, the Lord had put it in my spirit to look up about the mark of the beast, and I had found out it was the chip, and I would mention it to friends and shit, and people would be like, nah, that's not gonna happen or whatever, and it was like kind of like nobody would touch on the subject of like a monetary system where everything was controlled by the elites and shit. Well, yeah, now people are seeing it and they're like, oh shit, what do you think's gonna happen? Because look at what's going on here and there. So it's like, yeah, definitely, it's signs of the end, man.
Yeah, a lot of people are referencing the Bible. Yeah. Joe Rogan, Glenn Beck. These people, they're not even into the scriptures like that. But for some odd reason, Revelation 13 and 16 is really starting to hit. It's starting to jump off the pages, even to them. Yeah. But you got niggas like Nick that don't want to see it. He knows it's happening. But niggas ain't got no integrity. You could buy a nigga cheap, man. $150 million is nothing. That's cheap. It might seem like something to somebody that don't got it, but to the people that have it, that's a cheap check, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing. They play with that kind of money. I was watching this movie called The Big Short, and they were talking about how the financial system, the housing market exploded in 2008. And only a certain dude that was so-called blind in one eye. It's so obvious that a man blind with one eye can see it. This dude saw it and he invested in it. He was like, "Oh, this shit's about to bust. I'm gonna put several hundred million. I think he put $1.2 billion into it, of his money and other people's money. And one dude couldn't see it. He wanted to jump out early because he had no faith in the dude. He's like, I want my money back. I want my fucking money back. That's what he was saying, right? But then what happened in 2008? The shit collapsed. Yeah. The nigga saw this shit coming like 2005. Yeah. He was like, look, he was telling the guy, look, man, we're going to get residual funds back at the fourth quarter in 2007, guaranteed. That's when we're going to start seeing it. This nigga had one eye. You know what I'm saying? He's a weird ass Edomite working in he the head of the company. He don't wear shoes and shit. Listen to that rock and roll and shit. See, that's the thing. Like people get excited by the noise. You're like, how can a person think like that? Well, he's a devil. Yeah. He needs this satanic music and his feet need to touch the earth so that he can tap into that spirit. Mm-hmm. And he's not just seeing the shit that's around him. People are like, oh, this guy's eccentric. People working for this guy, looking at this guy through the window. Like, yeah, he's a genius, but this nigga's a genius. Hey. And guess what? He didn't go to prison. Because he shorted the market. He's like, he betted against it. He did something that most people didn't do during his time. And it's a good movie. You saw The Big Short?
Yeah, I saw it a long time ago, but I do remember.
You can. I was watching it on a website, on the internet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you can find it on YouTube or one of those other streaming platforms, but I found it for free. So I've been watching it for the last couple of days, like little pieces of it. As I watch, I'm like, oh, shit. Because he even said that people on Wall Street want you to believe that they know they're smarter than the average person. So they use all these big words and all this shit. But then they have, like in the movie, they have regular people, not regular people, but like the average movie star at the time. Robin, what's the name? The chick that played the Wolf of Wall Street. Anthony Bourdain was in the shit, the dude that killed himself.
They say killed him, allegedly.
Allegedly killed himself.
Yeah. Too, no?
I ain't see that part. I ain't get to that portion yet, but I'm sure it'll come up. But they had these people doing that to show you how simple it is.
Yeah.
But they don't want you to know how simple it was. What happened was prior to 2008, there was the housing market was a big boom because everybody was having houses. Even people that couldn't prove their income, people that didn't have good FICO scores, people with like a 550 FICO score getting houses and shit.
Yeah, no interest.
And low. Actually, they were getting in the beginning they were getting low interest rates, but with the people that had fucked up, credit and shit, they had these high exorbitant rates, what they call adjustable rates. So what adjustable rate is basically like you got a fixed rate and adjustable rate. The fixed rate is you get a house at like 4.3%. Let's say 4% interest rate. That was like a couple years ago, right? That was a fixed rate, right? So that means that over the course of time, no matter what happens in the market, that rate won't change. You'll always be paying. You got people that's still paying 0.0% interest rate on that particular house. Now, if they decide to get a new house, that rate is going to go away. That's why they tell people don't sell your house if you got a rate like that. Because right now the rate's at like 6%. So then you have an adjustable rate. The adjustable rate moves the market. So that means 1 year you might have been paying, let's say 4% rate on your house. But then because of the fluctuation in the market, the company got to change that. Now you're paying 6. So you see your mortgage start getting more expensive. That's because you had one of those subprime loans. And they do the same thing with cars. They give you a car at exorbitant around the rate. Now this at a fixed rate, it won't change, but they'll give anybody a car. No matter how fucked up the credit and bankruptcy you have, they'll give anybody a car. So and that's why now the car market is stagnant now. Nobody's buying cars. The repo market is like this, but the sales market is like this. Because people can't pay their car loans because their loans amount is too high for them to pay. So what are they doing? They're defaulting on the loans. Well, that's what happened with the housing industry. It defaulted. But this guy, Michael Burry, he saw it coming. The nigga with a blind eye, nigga with one eye saw it coming. But he was like, you trying to tell me that the Federal Reserve chief and this person couldn't see that happening? No, they couldn't see it happen. They knew it was going to happen. They wanted it to happen.
They're the ones making
the ones making the big bucks. But the average investors, they couldn't see that shit happening because they wanted to get your money. So a lot of people lost their money in that shit. Why? Because they couldn't see it coming. They didn't have a foresight. So we, through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shah, we have foresight. We see we're like spiritual Wall Street men, spiritual hedge fund managers right now. We see things that are coming, and we're preparing early.
Yeah, you have to.
The vast majority of our people, they're not preparing early. So when this crash hit, it's going to hurt them.
That brings to mind 3 precepts real quick. The first one, Proverbs 20:24, man's goings are of the Lord. So whatever men do is Yahweh B'Shem Hashai that's behind it. The second one, the Lord maketh rich and he maketh poor. So it's all from Yahweh B'Shem Hashai. The third one in the book of Isaiah, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. So this wisdom and knowledge is what's going to get us through what we know is coming. All of the wickedness that's coming. Jacob's trouble, famine of the word, the MOTB.
Which is all the wrath of the Lord.
All the wrath of the Lord.
It ain't wicked, it's just the wrath of the Lord.
The wrath of the Lord, that's right.
That's how the Lord's going.
The judgment.
He's going to judge 2/3 of his own people.
That's right.
And the other people, they're just collateral damage.
The
other nation is just collateral fucking damage. Yeah. But the Lord's going to use that wrath to judge us, so he give us the foresight to see. Since you said that, get Romans 11:7.
Come.
Go ahead, bring it up.
This is Proverbs 29 and verse 18. It says, where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he.
That's right. So where there's no vision, the people perish. Where the people can't see, they end up falling. Because if you can see something, that means you can prepare for the impact. Yeah. Most people shit happen on a blind side. They're blindsided by these things. They didn't prepare properly. Like in the world, they want you to save money and, invest smart. You get a person, you give a nigga $50 million, He gonna be broke in 5 years. In the sight of 5 years, probably before that. Why? Because he was just spinning. He didn't foresee that it was gonna come a time where that lean time was gonna come in, meaning that he wasn't gonna be bringing the same amount of money in. He wasn't gonna have it like the Mexican dude that won the $2 billion lottery a few months ago. They already told me this nigga's going broke already because he just buying property. He buying houses and shit. He like big houses, like 40. A nigga just surfing the internet all night. Oh, I want that, and so he calls up the broker and he buys it. And of course they're gonna buy it for this nigga, but he don't understand that the market is fucked up. It costs money to keep these properties going. You got a $25 million property in California. The worst place to buy property is California. You got motherfuckers that got money now, they're moving out. Mark Wahlberg, he moved everything to Nevada because it has no property tax. I think not property tax. It has no state tax. It has no state tax. The estate tax. This nigga, what's his name? Jeff Bezos just moved from Washington all the way to Florida because Florida has a low estate tax, like 0 to none. Estate tax, not state tax, but estate tax. And they have 0 state tax. Why? They say this dude's preparing for his death. So that when he dies, that his money gets, it won't get taxed. Yeah. And they got, you know what I'm saying? So this idiot, he won the lottery. It didn't have no state tax for the lottery. But now you being taxed up again for all these properties, nigga. And you gotta upkeep these properties. So the nigga just buying something he see conspicuously, right? But not realizing like, yo, I gotta have some investments going to fund this fucking life. Because it's gonna cost me about the average yearly running rate of this properties that I'm buying is gonna be like over $5 million.
Yeah, and it's not like it could be like, oh, I'm gonna put it up for rent and somebody's gonna come and rent out a crib for like $50,000 a month and shit. Like, yeah, there's a bunch of those people around. Like, hell, fucking no, man. But yeah, Jay, they don't got no wisdom, man.
So you got these Jakes, they moving, but they're not moving prepared. They just living. When I say living, not even like living like you're supposed to live, but they're just moving with the tide. Carnality. So whatever happens, they're not prepared for that. Spiritually, you need to prepare for it. The brother had quoted the scripture about knowledge and wisdom shall be the Isaiah 33:6. Knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of our time. Why? Because when all this shit is happening, when we part of the elect, we're gonna be stable in these times. One, we know who's doing it. Two, we know why it's happening. Right. And those two things usually crush people in the times of calamity. They don't know why it's happening, and they don't understand who's doing it. Okay. So they're like, fuck, man. So whatever the big daddy government say, they just run right to it. And you saw an example of that in 2020 with the juice. Yeah. All these people ran to this shit because they just wanted to get back to their daily life of wickedness. And it was stopped for a whole fucking year. The country, the nation was basically on lockdown. Yeah. Nothing was going on. Nothing was happening. And they wanted you to feel sorry for these tourist industries places, top tourist industry places, because they were losing money. Well, if you'd have saw it coming, like it was inside information, it was people that made billions off of this shit because they had inside information. But we had spiritual information. Because like a year prior to that shit happening, I remember vividly, we were outside in Waikiki bringing out Ecclesiastes 12, chapter 12. We were bringing it out.
The grinding shall cease.
And shit, did it not cease? Shit was boarded up. There was nobody. We was out there too. Yep. The whole year we was out there. Yep. Except for the times that they said we couldn't. It was a time we couldn't even go outside. Yeah, we had to come to the Lincoln, his brother's house. I had to go to my house, this house, this brother's house. Yep. You know what I'm saying? We had to have kick on the couch. Yep. That's how real it was. Yep. But guess what? We were spiritually prepared for it because we knew it was going to happen. And it's going to happen again, but this time it's going to happen on such a level that it's going to be completely crushing. Right. They're not going to open it back up and let you go back to your life. You know, you got all this money in the bank, that shit going to be gone. The FTC ain't going to give you all that money back. But we telling you it's going to happen before it happens.
I was watching, Apostle Ramlab and those brothers from is it Indianapolis?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know him and the other demons were talking about how, you know, pretty much the Lord's preparing us spiritually for what's coming down.
That's right.
And how, you know, they spoke on how Demesh's father or his uncle, that he used to, you know, do like drills with them, like just randomly, like boom, turn on the lights to see what their reaction would be, so that they could be prepared for any scenario. And he went into how, you know, in the army that he used to do, like they used to do like certain drills to prepare soldiers to, like, okay, if this ever happens, you have to know how to react to it. And that's what the Lord is doing through the Spirit, man. You know, he's letting us know, like, look, all this stuff is gonna happen, and you gotta understand that that's my judgment, that's my wrath. You know, it's gonna happen to those that don't believe in me. The Lord told us that our family members are gonna go, man. Our wives, our sons, our daughters could go. Like, so we're preparing for that stuff to happen. It may not happen, but we're preparing for it, man. But the world out here is just like, they really believe that nothing's ever gonna happen.
Yeah.
So it's just like they're completely blind. So when those things happen, they're gonna panic. They're not gonna know, like, they're gonna just freeze and be like, what the fuck is happening? Right? So the man of the Lord willing, will be part of the elect, man. We're gonna know how to react. We're gonna know, all right, this is it.
And
you know,
our minds are gonna be stable.
That's right.
That's why there's gonna be a stark difference between us, Lord willing, and the average man in the world.
That's right.
Because the average man in the world gonna be crying, losing his mind. He's gonna be swayed all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be shipped off the war.
Yeah.
He's gonna take the chip, thinking it's the answer. But we gonna be stable in that day.
Strong-minded.
Yeah.
The spirituality from Yahweh Gmshawaii gives us a strong mind because we trust in Him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Go ahead, bring that out.
2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 3, knowing this first, that there shall come
I'm sorry.
Did you call the verse?
3 and 3. Let's hold on.
I don't think you called the verse. It's
Y'all
2
did
Peter.
call it. I said 3.
Okay.
4 and 5.
2 Peter 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 Peter 4 and 5.
First Peter 4 and 5. Water. No. You had it, bro.
Did I?
You just had the precept. 2 Peter 4 and 5, bro. 2
Uh-huh.
Peter 3, 4 and 5. Chapter 3, verse 4 and 5.
Oh, you said 2 Peter 4, but there's no 2 Peter 4. 2 Peter 3.
That's what I call
3,
it.
4, and 5.
I said 4 and 5. Read 4 and 5. That's what I was saying, my brother.
Okay,
It's a lot.
slack.
No, that's
Slack.
cool.
My fault.
Yeah, it's just communication error.
I gotta
It's
slow
all
it down.
good. Yeah, it's communication error, but it's all good. Go ahead.
2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 4.
Yep.
And saying, and 5, 4 and 5, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation.
And that's how most people think.
Yeah.
Because, you know, these different religions, they used to tell you that, oh, the world's going to end.
Yeah.
Like, they give you a specific date,
75.
1975, 1900. And then the scripture tell you that no man knoweth the time where the Lord's going to send his son back. You know, not the son, only the Father in heaven knows.
That's right.
Right? So, with that being said, you understand that, like, nobody can't tell me the specific time, but the Lord did give you these things to look for. What, the 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1 tells you that. When all these things come to pass, then you're going to know that the Most High, the highest, is going to visit the world on which He made.
Signs.
Yeah, right. So He gives us these different signs.
Matthew 24.
Yeah. So He gives us these signs to look for. But if you're not, called, Lord willing, chosen, you're not going to see that. It's going to go over your head.
Right.
So just because He didn't give us a specific time, He did give us signs to look for. Earthquakes in diverse places, uprisings of the people, kingdom fighting against kingdom, nation against nation. All these, you know what I'm saying? Pestilence.
Iniquity increasing.
All these things are signs. Like, oh shit, you see it's getting worse and worse. Oh, yeah, the Lord's about to come back, yo.
Yeah.
So what should I do knowing these signs, understanding these signs, knowing that the Lord's about to approach? I need to get right. Well, the Lord instructed us how to do that. Keep reading.
For this, 2 Peter 3 verse 5, for this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water.
Right, so because that, keep reading.
Verse 6, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished.
Right, so we know that the first death happened before, which that was the flooding. The second death is written about to happen, so we know that's going to happen, right? So these jakes, they don't want to get right. They don't want to fix their minds to get right. That means they're willingly ignorant, because we know that the earth today went through the flood, experienced the flood, the great flood that killed all the things on the earth except those 8 souls and those animals that was in that boat, that vessel, right? And that the Lord did that. So he said he did that. Second death is coming. We know he's going to do this. He's going to keep reading.
Verse 7, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
So that's the destruction of ungodly men. First, the ungodly men of our nation, then the son of perdition, Esau, Edom. Him and his system is going to be destroyed, along with the 2/3 of our people in this country, America, Babylon the Great. This is going to be the site of that great destruction that's going to happen on the earth. And just like when the financial system collapsed, the American financial system collapsed, how it's going to be a domino effect on these different nations of the world. When America is physically destroyed, that's what's going to happen too. That cog in the wheel, both of those things are going to happen. And once they happen, there's no remedy for this place or the system. A lot of people don't realize how, you talk about BRICS nations, you talk about these other nations, these developing nations getting together, and they're going to band together, and they're going to create a new financial system that's going to override the current one. And that's not going to happen, because globalism has already happened. And even David Rockefeller spoke about that. That's what they wanted, a tightly woven, intricate body, financial body moving together as one. So that if one falls, one of the smaller ones fall, it won't really affect the greater body. But if the big one falls, which is America, it's over. When a whore gets knocked off that beast, the beast is being driven by the whore. How the fuck is the beast gonna move on its own? And them 7 heads, they can't do shit. You know what I'm saying? They need somebody to direct it and guide it. Or the whore's gonna be exploded. That bitch gonna be destroyed. The system's gonna be destroyed right along with it.
And the NLT explains it even more clearly.
Go ahead.
2 Peter 3, verse 7, NLT, and by the same word, the present heavens and earth have been stored up for fire. They are being kept for the day of judgment.
So this world that you see today is being kept. You see all this shit happening, and we get vexed about it daily. But it's a reason why this shit is still here, because it's being kept in store for the day of judgment.
Reserved for the day of judgment, when ungodly people will be destroyed.
Right. So not only the people, but the system. The system is for the people. This ungodly ass. We were talking about the housing market in that movie, The Big Short. That whole movie is wicked as shit. They got one guy trying to play the protagonist, another guy playing the antagonist, but they both wicked, man. Yeah. They're giving you this dude, Steve Carell's character was saying, "Oh, they've been fucking the average person, and then we can make money off of them fucking it. We're gonna make money off of it, not destroy it. Let's make money off of it." So you just as bad as the system, man. It ain't like you getting that money and giving it to the poor. You just a small company making money off of the man because you got a problem with it. Because his brother killed himself because of the system. So now he has a vendetta against the system that made his brother kill himself. Which really the Lord made him kill himself. The nigga jumped off the fucking building and killed himself. He didn't care about his family. He didn't care about the people that he was going to destroy by doing such a thing. The people that depended on him. He just did it out of his selfishness. You know, you killing yourself out of selfishness. That's not cool. But because it's the average people like us, man. We deal with financial woes on a daily basis, man. Daily. You know what I'm saying? You don't see us jumping up in no fucking 20-story building. Oh, my money's going. Fuck that. Fuck it.
Fuck it, I gotta go to work.
I gotta go to work tomorrow. Yeah, I just gotta go to work tomorrow.
Gotta go
Fuck
to
it.
work.
I gotta try to find a way to get it back.
I need a second job.
I need a second job, a third and fourth.
But I ain't gonna go
But I ain't gonna jump to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas do die every day, but you know.
That's right. Yeah, and when that system falls, man, that's when you're gonna see, you know, the worst of humanity, man.
Yeah.
Because then all those crimes against humanity or loving one another, all that shit's gonna go out the window, man. The whole, you know, equal rights, all that shit. Now it's gonna be survival of the fittest, man. And that's why the scriptures specifically tell us that, you know, woe unto the world and them that dwell therein, because the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. For one man shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands, man. It tells us that they shall not regard the kings and princes, man. So it's gonna be fucking the purge on steroids, man. And it's gonna fucking suck for all of you that are on the other side of the Lord, man. If you are not being protected by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, if you're not under that covering of righteousness, you're fucking done, man.
And you can't say nobody didn't warn you, because that's what we're doing.
That's right.
We're sitting here warning you, week in and week out, day in and day out. You know what I'm saying? And we know that the only ones going to listen is elect. Let's go to Romans 11 and 7.
Okay.
And it's crazy because it's not just gonna be on a physical level, but you know, the Lord's gonna fuck with people's minds, man. That's why, you know, we mentioned that we were gonna have a sound mind. You know, a lot of people, the Lord's gonna start fucking with your mind, man, and that's fucking terrible when if the Lord does that, man.
Yeah, these situations, not if, he's going to do that.
Well, yeah,
because these situations going to fuck your mind up.
Yep.
Not being able to get food like you able to.
So like they're gonna see everything that we're saying through the Spirit of the Lord, man. Yeah. You're gonna see it when it's already too late, when it's right in your face. You're not gonna have no time to prepare.
Yeah.
So what's your mind gonna start doing? Thinking of the judgment.
Yeah.
Damn, we're gonna die. We're not gonna have no food. Fuck, no supplies, nothing. Oh, we're fucking done.
Look at the people in Gaza. All them hospitals are fucking destroyed. All them people, they weren't thinking about dying. And the Hamas, they weren't thinking about the ramifications of doing that dumbass move they did on the 7th of October. But guess what? They was all set up anyway. You know what I mean? Those with we got inside information. In the world, having inside knowledge of something, like insider trading, that's illegal if you're not a congressman or a senator, right? But if you, in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, having this insider information, this is what's going to keep us stable. It's going to allow us to survive through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. And you people aren't prepared for that. You know, that's why Yahweh Shai says, store not your treasures on earth where moth and rust doth corrupt, but store your treasures in heaven where moth and rust doth not corrupt, or the thief don't come in and steal it. Right. Because all this stuff that you holding now, you got these doomsday preppers. They know something's going to happen. They don't know specifically what and what order and in under complete, but they know it's going to happen. Physically they're preparing, but spiritually they're not. So guess what's going to happen? They're going to be taken in that day. And all that shit that they stored up is going to be set for an elect man and his household.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or a certain amount of elect men in their households. Because it's a lot. It's got people stored up. They got shit stored for days. Yeah. Goods stored for days, man. Mm-hmm. And they storing it the right way. But they think that they're storing it for themselves, but in reality it's not. Because what did they do to deserve that? Nothing. We don't care. The Lord don't care that you spent your hard-earned money and you coupon yourself out of this world to do that shit. You doing that for one of his elect. Right. He having you do that and you don't even know. You gonna die. You gonna get grabbed up. It might be hidden so that when the law come or the military people come, they don't find it. But then one of the men of the Lord could be walking one day. Oh shit! The spirit of heaven click something. Yeah. Holy. Call Yahweh Yahweh Shai, the water Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Here it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Because all those preppers, one thing they all have in common, it's like they're all planning to stay right where they're at.
Yep.
Their supplies are right where they're at.
Yep.
Their ammunition, is right where they're at. How you know you're gonna be just settled right there? You ain't going nowhere.
It's for convenience sake. That's what they got.
And Esau got tabs on all of you, man. How the fuck you think you're just gonna buy all of this shit and Esau doesn't know where the fuck is that? Like, hell yeah.
Especially some idiots that used to go in that show called Doomsday Preppers. You ever watch that shit?
Yeah,
I used to watch that shit a lot. Especially coming in the tree, I was like, that's my little show. And I remember this one episode I always remember, this Edomite, fat Edomite bitch. She was like, the guy asked her, you know, your neighbors, they're depending on you because this they want. But what about the other people that's going to see this? Oh, we're prepared for those other people too. And the other people are the jakes, the lessers, mainly us. The niggas got guns in the rice bowl, in the rice box.
Yeah.
You know, they learn Tagalog so that the average person don't know Tagalog, which is Filipino language. So they learn that shit so they can speak to each other while these niggas like running through your house. Like the brother said, you think you're going to be there?
You're going to stay right there?
You're going to stay right there? And then you gotta be prepared. You got to be prepared in advance. Because you can lose all your fucking mind when all this shit goes down, man. You all scared because fear changes your mind.
Terror
Changes your mind.
Terror,
it ain't just gonna be people running through. It's gonna be spirits, wild beasts that you ain't never known.
Animals.
And if you ain't got enough ammo for that, let's say you waste all your ammo on killing a wild beast. Now you got to worry about the soldiers coming. If you ain't gonna worry about the soldiers coming, now you got to worry about niggas coming. So it's like a wave of destruction and terror. So you got to be prepared on that always, man. And these people are buying shit, living their average life like it's cool. They ain't prepared for that shit, bro. Terror is coming to this place, man.
Yeah, there's a difference between shooting a standing, you know, how do you call it?
Silhouette, the cardboard,
a dummy.
Yeah,
a non-moving, an inanimate object.
Then you know, having people running at you, fucking firing back,
spirits on them, demons on them. Yeah. You probably shot this nigga 2 times with buckshot, and he's still coming like, oh, zombies.
Hell yeah.
Hunger make a motherfucker do some wild shit, and you ain't never seen nothing like a hungry nigga. A hungry nigga, oh, he's lost all inhibition. He's literally a fucking zombie.
People on drugs and shit.
Yeah,
like, I remember that drug. I don't know if you guys remember, like a couple years back, where people were taking that drug and just like they became like monsters, bro. Like they were like running into cars, like.
What's called
Flocka?
Yeah, remember that Flocka? Yeah, I was about to say that shit. What they call it, bath salts.
Yeah,
niggas eating bath salts.
I was like, yo, that shit is wild, bro.
PCB'd up. Yeah, the Flocka.
Yeah,
I remember that Florida drug. That was crazy.
That shit was fucking.
That shit in Flocka ain't go nowhere. That shit still here.
Yeah,
it's still here. They just ain't reporting on it.
Well,
read what you got, bro.
This is Romans chapter 11 and verse 7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Right, the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Blinded for what? The truth. Because Jake is looking for the truth, but they don't, where they're looking for it, they're not finding it. But the elect have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Right. They have eyes to see, but they can't see spiritually. They have ears to hear, but they can't hear the spiritual voice. You know? They can't hear the message from the Lord. You can't get past looking at a brother's visage. You can't get past a brother's tone of speech. You can't get past the way he speaks it to you. Listen, man, the world don't work like you want it to work. It don't work to comfort you. Right? No. The word comforts the elect. The word ain't gonna comfort a nigga. He gonna get offended. You know? Right. And we talking about our kids earlier. You know, I have daughters, so a lot of times they want you to speak things softly to them in a certain way. But guess what? I'm gonna tell you something. The world don't work that way. Yeah, it's a lot of resources and programs for women today, so that they won't be on the street naked and fucked up. But guess what? When those things go, what are you gonna have? The raw, unadulterated reality.
Yeah.
And life is a reality. The men we have to deal with reality all the time. Apostle Gabar did a quick lesson. He went to a medical center to try to get some financial relief, and the woman told him that it's not for men.
What?
Yeah, you got to watch that video. He was telling them basically. He said, listen, let's cut the crap. I'm roughly paraphrasing what he said. He said this is for women, and the woman said, you're right. It is. The reason why he's having such a hard time is because he's a man. His paperwork is in order. The woman said that he made too much money. And then the elder apostle said that he didn't even make that much fucking money. But it wasn't that he made too much money. It was the fact that he was a man trying to get something that wasn't made for men, but they can't tell you that openly. But the spirit had him with the inside of knowledge. He knew that it wasn't for him because he was a man. And the woman said, "You're absolutely right." She said, "I might lose my job saying this, but you're right." You know what I'm saying? But they won't come out and say it because then it's going to be lawsuits, sexual bias, lawsuits, gender bias, lawsuits. And they don't want that. So what they do, they make it hard as fuck for the average man. Maybe, let's say, out of 1,000 men, maybe like 1 or 2 people may get access to the minimal benefits.
And that's if you're like super destroyed in the street and shit.
Yeah. But out of 1,000 women, let's say 999 will get it. And that one woman just may not cut it because she makes too much money until she loses her job. You see? So this system is set up for women in their convenience. But listen, we as men, we operate in reality. Well, men of the Lord, we operate in reality. We don't have those options. That's why you see it's hard to get food stamps for Jake.
Yeah,
a single man can't get no stamps, SNAP benefits. But a single woman, if she's fucked up enough, she got the right, shit going for her, not going for her, guess what? She gonna get $200 and $300 a month.
And they don't even have to be fucked up, bro. Like, there's be fucking women that, they got a man paying for all the bills. They got multiple men and shit, and they still get all the fucking help.
Yep, still get all the help that they need, the resources, the housing, to food.
Yeah, they'll put where do you live? In the richest neighborhood in town, and still get the fucking help, bro.
Yeah,
like,
they don't get shit.
For men, having worked in that system, the homeless system for men, because I worked at a homeless shelter that was specifically for adult men. In order for you to get something like food stamps now, you have to literally be homeless living on the street. And they call that an emergency assistance. Mm-hmm. So you have to literally, if you're a man, adult man, if you're living on the streets and looking like you're living on the streets, then they'll give you food stamps and they'll give you cash or whatever it is. But otherwise, it ain't designed for men. It's designed for women.
The system's not designed for men at all.
Yeah.
It's only designed for to help really women and children. Well, just say that, man. You got like women and children are the only ones that's vulnerable and that can suffer from a situation like that. And then when men get it, it's always temporarily. You got women living off the system for generations, man. Whole generation. All she do is every 6 or 7 months, she just write the same information, knowing that shit doesn't change for her. Like you said, men that came in with an additional income, then she got a job, but she's underwriting her job so that she can get this shit. While it affords her a life of luxury, a life of irresponsibility, because the system is. It ain't just the food stamps. You got SNAP. You got Section 8. Bitch, you got 6 generations living in the same Section 8 housing.
For real.
Paying $4 in rent a month.
Yep.
You trying to tell me that nothing changed for this shit? And then as soon as a kid turned 18, you kick the kid out. That's why when you turn 18 in a black household, it's a known fact. You on the streets. Why? Because Section 8 ain't taking care of you no more. Yeah. And you wonder why the bitch 50 with a 2-year-old. Because she's trying to keep them benefits going.
Right.
So the system ain't set up for them to get off of it and get on and move on. Yeah. The system is set up for them to do it, to get on it forever and stay on it. And it ain't just black and Latino women. We live in Hawaii. It's a majority of these women in this state, they don't own them. They own them benefits, man. You see a fucking Filipino, a Micronesian, a Tongan or a Samoan bitch with like 4 or 5 little nigglets walking around behind her like little ducklings. Why? She got. I be looking at it. I be standing in the back of them in the line at Walgreens or the shop market. I'll see what kind of car she's gonna pull out, and it's always that green shit.
Hey,
that shit that she slide through.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't putting a debit in there, and if she is putting a debit, it's for the little shit.
They had an EBT breach here.
Oh, yeah.
About a month ago.
Yeah, that recently happened. Not even a month ago.
Not even a month ago.
Couple weeks.
And they interviewed Mike, you know the Micronesians here?
Yeah.
And they asked the dude how much did his car get breached for. He said almost $3,000.
Damn.
Oh, and I said,
who's that, bro? The average person don't need 3,000 to eat, man.
I said, oh my.
But you got a woman with like 4 or 5 kids in the house. She get those things, man.
Yeah.
And don't let one of the kids be sickly. Now she getting all these shit. Imagine her being a man with a sickly child. It's gonna be hard for that man to get those benefits, man.
Yeah.
And if he's on benefits and he's the only man in the little welfare office and shit, all the bitches looking at him like, oh God, he a come up. They're trying to get on him.
Yeah.
You know? These women are fucking wicked, bro. The system is set up for convenience.
Yeah.
Cities are set up for convenience. But when the cities are troubled, now there's gonna be an inconvenience for these women. And like the parasites they are, they're gonna look for a man, always looking for a man to help them out of their situation. Right. The vast majority of you women ain't gonna be helped. Because the man of the Lord ain't gonna want you. I'm not taking no bitch with 4 or 5 kids. What? Fuck you. Another mouth to feed? Nope, I'll pass.
Ain't no way.
Yeah, nah, man. That's shit. I ain't doing that shit now.
Hell no. We're too late in the game.
Yeah, let alone when all hell breaks loose, bitch, you on your own.
How that gonna work?
Like that old school commercial with the records. Sorry, my brother, you gotta get your own. You know what I'm saying? That nigga Flash from the 5 Heartbeats in that commercial and shit. Sorry, my brother, you got it. Don't let me loan it. No. Sorry, my brother, you got to get your own.
Yeah. That's right.
Let's get back to the precepts, bro.
All right. You have something over there, yo?
No, I'm done with that. That was Romans 11:7.
I was holding this in St. Matthew 13 and verse 11. Well, so like verse 10. It says, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but unto them it is not given.
Right. So they wanted to know why he always speak to the people in parables when he was talking to the masses. Well, because it was only given to them, which they are part of the elect, to understand the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. But read that portion again.
It says, verse 12, St. Matthew 13 and 12, for whosoever, verse 11, he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given.
Right, so it's not given to them. It wasn't given to the masters to know this whole thing. It was only given for the elect.
That's right.
Starting with the elect men to know these mysteries. But to them it's not given. These people are without. We are within. But we still have to carry ourselves a certain way when dealing with these people. You know, because the elect are amongst these people. That's right. And that's why the Lord spoken in parables. That's why whenever he would say parables, oftentimes the disciples would bring Yahweh in privately to break it down. Because they could understand it. Real quick, hold that, get 2nd Ezra chapter 12. Second Esdras, chapter 12. And 38.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 12 and verse 38. And teach them to the wise of the people whose hearts thou knowest.
Sorry, wait, it's 37.
37 come. Second at
start at 35.
Second Ezra chapter 12 and verse 35. This is the dream that thou sawest, and these are the interpretations. Thou only hast been meet to know this secret of the highest. Therefore, write all these things that thou hast seen in a book, and hide them, and teach them to the wise of the people, whose hearts thou knowest, may comprehend and keep these secrets.
Right, so everybody that hear this word, they're not part of the wise. And everybody that hear this word, they're not part of those that can comprehend, which means to understand. And when Yahweh Shai was speaking to the masses, the vast majority of those people that was in front of them, they couldn't understand it. Really, a lot of them was just there to be healed. A A lot of them there was to be there to be fed physically, healed physically, but spiritually they didn't understand. Not saying they weren't members of the elect amongst them, but only those that could comprehend, understand, and keep these secrets, meaning to hold on to these secrets. I don't know if you got the GNT version of that.
Oh yeah,
something to say?
absolutely. I got it.
Yeah, bring out the GNT version of that particular verse.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I was gonna say, you know, that's why the scriptures say, "He that endures until the end, the same shall be saved," man. Because a lot of people could say, "Oh, I believe," and do, you know, give this portray like as if they're men of the Lord or women, you know, that believe. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to show your faith to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. That's why you gotta endure to the end. You know, there was a lot of followers of Yahushai that believed in him and then left when he said certain things that offended them.
Yeah, it was too hard.
Kind.
Especially the portion that he spoke about drinking his blood and eating his flesh.
Yep.
That went over their heads.
That's right. So the same thing now, man. You know, the Lord, like we mentioned earlier, the Lord told us that we were gonna lose family members. A lot of things, man. That, like we said, we don't know if it's gonna happen to specific one of us. But guess what? If it does, hey, that's fair. That's the judgment of the Lord, and you gotta be prepared and accept it, man. You know, the scriptures say, "Oh, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him."
So he pleaded my cause.
That's right, and the Lord's gonna plead our cause when we endure to the end. That's when the Lord's gonna give us, you know, everything back. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, but my daughters or my sons or my wife," man. The Lord promised that He was gonna give us all those things back and then some, man. But for now, we gotta pay for our sins, you know, or go through this punishment because we deserve it ultimately.
And not only are we going through our punishment, but guess what? Your family members are going through theirs.
That's right.
Your children are going through theirs. Right. So if it's you know, it's hard to say, but you got to say this sometimes, brother. Hey, if you lose your children, that was their judgment.
That's right.
There's nothing we can do about it. You can cry, you can lament, but at the end of the day, you got to understand that it's judgment, and that they're in a better place than this place.
That's right. Yeah.
Like the preacher also says that, you know, a righteous man is taken away, and people they don't consider that he was taken away so that he wouldn't have to, you know, bear the shit that was happening. Roughly paraphrasing, the harshness of the things that were happening or that were about to come on the earth, man.
That's right.
Yeah,
this is
a lot of Jakes that think they under that mind process. God is good all the time.
Yeah,
He is good all the time, and that's the judgment. Even if it's for your kids, it can be looked at as mercy because of what's going to come.
Yeah.
You know, so
or just judgment. Period.
Or just judgment.
He's good. He's good, and he does evil too.
Whoever perished being innocent.
Nobody. This is St. Matthew chapter 19, verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone that have forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive an 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life.
That's right, man. And the apostle, you know, he was asking Yahushua, like, look, we're giving everything up to follow after the, you know, what are we gonna have in exchange? And the Lord told them, like, look, anybody that follows me, you know, and endures is gonna receive 100-fold, whether that be, you know, wives, sons, daughters, whatever it is that you gave up in this world, the Lord's gonna give you back 100-fold. You know, just like He did Job. You know, Job, you know, he lost everything he had, man. And what happened when you know, the Lord blessed Job again for not speaking against him, man, for keeping his integrity. Job became even richer than he was before.
And he got to see all his generation of his children.
That's right. And he, you know, the scriptures say that his daughters were beautiful more than any in the land, man. And that's another blessing, man.
Yeah, they came back. All of the kids that he lost, they came back and rebirth.
That's right.
And he was able to see not only them grow and be fruitful, but his children's children.
That's right.
You know, all that. And he didn't curse the Lord. You know who did curse the Lord and said die?
The woman.
The woman. that woman, man. She has zero faith. Now there are elect women, don't get it twisted, but the majority of these women that you see in your life, you have in your life, they don't have no faith. They don't even see you as a man in the Lord, because if they did, they would fear you. And when you fear somebody, you don't buck up against that person. You don't speak evil against that person. You don't treat that person like an inferior. You treat that person like a superior. So if you lose these women, fuck them. They were going anyway. You never had them. How you gonna lose something you never had?
What's it? I remember the apostles. One of the apostles brought up that I don't know if it was faith. It was to have like balls or something like that. Like
to testify.
Yeah. Oh yeah, to testify. Yeah, and
it means to have testicles. Yeah, that's why in the ancient world women weren't allowed to testify against men.
That's right.
Because they don't have testicles. Yeah, and they prone to lying.
God. And we're testifying against Esau and this kingdom in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. So hey, you gotta show that you have some in Spanish they say some cojones.
Yeah, some balls, man.
Yeah, some balls. And even if it costs you your life, man. Why? That's because it's the righteous thing. Yeah. You had something on there?
Yeah, he wanted 2nd Ezra 12, starting at verse 35. Good News Translation.
Oh yeah.
2nd Ezra 12, we're starting at verse 35. Good News Translation. That is the dream you had, and that is its interpretation. But you are the only one that the Most High has considered worthy to reveal this secret to. So write in a book everything you saw and put it in a safe hiding place.
Yeah, and when they saw these visions, they didn't understand what was happening. Down to the point. Why? Because it was going to be for them later. Even Ezra said, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? Because he didn't need that deliverance at the time that he was walking the earth and he was getting this dissemination of information from the Lord's angels. He was going to need it later. So Ezra didn't know he was right. He just wrote it down. He didn't even write it down. He was speaking the words, and he had the scribes writing it down. That's all. He didn't get the full understanding of it. And certain things he did get breakdowns on from the spirit of Yahweh Shai through the holy angels given to him. But a lot of stuff he didn't understand. He was still in the mindset of praying for the whole nation. And the Lord was like, man, fuck that, man. There's going to be many more that's going to perish. That's going to be saved, man. Worry about those that's going to be saved. Don't worry about them guys that's going to be destroyed. They'll come back, man. They'll be all right. The same as Noah after what? Death by pain. So that they, just like you came back, they're going to come back. But they're going to have to come back after they die. You being a man that was found worthy of the Lord, you're going to come back and you're going to be saved out of all of that shit.
Last verse. Then teach these secrets to those who are wise among your people, those who will be able to understand them and keep them secret.
And that's what we're doing. And it's an open secret, because the only ones that's going to hear this secret is the elect.
That's right. Starting
with the elect man. He's going to hear this word. He's going to keep them. He's going to hold them. To keep something means to hold it. To hold it tight. Especially if it's a secret. I'm holding this next to my chest. There's some people who say that back in the day was a saying, you hold things close to the breast. That means close to you. And you don't let it go. No matter what happens, no matter what you go through, you're going to hold fast to this. That's why the Lord said, hold fast thou which thou hast heard. The brother kept the spirit on the brother Kahan to keep saying he hadn't endured to the end. He hadn't endured to the end, because we ain't in the end yet. The end is coming. We're living in the end times, but the end is going to be when we in the chariots. That's it. And the Lord's going to give you the spirit to hold on to it. Give me Revelation 2 and no, let this brother get Revelation 2 and what is it, 25? Start at 25. Yeah.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 25. It says, but that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, To him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I have received of my Father. And I will give him the morning star. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches.
Yeah, so there it is. So there's a reward coming if you hold this to the end, right? And if you fear that you getting weak, you pray to Yahweh Shai for strength to keep holding on, to endure to the end. That should be a part of your prayer. Lord, give me the strength to endure to the end. Not just what's going on now, but until it's over. You know? So that you can get that reward. The reward should entice you to hold on. The fear, the hell that you're catching should motivate you to keep holding on. Because all these things the Lord told you that was going to happen. It ain't a surprise to us. It's a surprise to them.
Right.
So if it's not a surprise to us, then you know that, oh, he told me this is happening and it's happening, then guess what? Everything else is going to follow too. He gonna save me out of this. I got to, shit, my hands, I'm chilling right here. I'm like, you're going to be cool as a cucumber in that day.
Right.
And these women, they're going to see that. That's why Isaiah 4:1 got to happen. Because they're going to see the Spirit of the Lord on you, and those that really was against you, shame is going to cover her. And she gonna be trotting down in the mirror, and you're gonna walk by. Like, yep, fuck that bitch. And keep it pushing. See that bitch when she come back.
Yeah, that's right.
You know? These women, they become there. A lot of these people, a lot of things in your life that you think you hold dear to you in this physical world, it's really a burden to you, brother. A lot of the shit that you hold fast to in this world is really a liability. It's not an asset to you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The shit that's in this world is nothing more than a liability. Here it is, you doing all the heavy lifting, and the people that you worry about ain't doing shit. They ain't even giving a fuck. So fuck them.
They never have.
And they never will.
They never will.
You know when they will? Hey, give me the brother brings us out. What was it? I was gonna say Hosea 5:15. Hosea 5:15.
Book of Hosea, chapter 5, and verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early.
And that's when Jake want to see the Lord. That's when they want to seek the Heavenly Father. You want to hear the word now. Now you want to break it down now. Now you want to call on the name of the Lord. Now you want to know the name of the Lord. But what was all this fervence for all of these things when you was living good? Like the scripture says, in the time of affliction, there's no remembrance of prosperity. In the time of prosperity, there's no remembrance of affliction. So when you was prospering, you weren't thinking about there's going to come a time of affliction. And when you're being afflicted, you weren't even thinking about the time of prospering. Now you want to think, oh, you was right. Don't be surprised if you get them late night calls from your family members trying to get on the Lord's boat.
Yeah.
It's going to be too late, man. What was all this at, man? We was trying to sit down and tell it to you and explain it to you. You didn't give a fuck, man. You were too busy partying, bullshitting. Hey, the scripture, you got something?
Well, yeah, I have something, but
Bring it up.
This is Proverbs 1:24. It says, because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded, but ye have set at naught all my counsel and with none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me.
You're not going to find the Lord.
For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Yeah, and the scriptures tell you in Hosea 4:46 that my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
That's right.
So you hated knowledge. You didn't want to hear it. This didn't seem like the knowledge that you wanted to hear. You wanted to hear wickedness. But the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. You didn't want to hear Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and what he had to say. That wasn't wisdom unto you. But now you catching hell. Now you want to try to seek the Lord. Them niggas always wait till they get locked the fuck up. Now you want to find a power. And Dave Chappelle made a good joke about that shit. And that what's it called, the NYPD Blue episode that he had, where the dude said, yeah, he told the Edomite, he's like, do you have any last words? And he said, yes. He said, you know what? I'm sick and tired of hearing your mouth. He called you a big lip beast. And then he said, you'll go to jail, prison, you'll find Islam, you know. And he said that way because that's what you niggas do. You go to jail, you want to find Allah. You go to jail, you want to find Jesus. You go to jail, now you got time to find this. Now you turn into the super intellect, the Oswald Bates of the world. You know, using all these big ass words in the wrong way and phrases. But now you got it. Why did it take you to go to jail to learn that shit? You had to murder somebody, steal from somebody. You was a super drug kingpin. Now all of a sudden you come out of the prison. Now you know everything about the housing market. You know everything about credit. You know. Yep. Now you driving around in these nice ass cars, but you're just committing the same crimes that you did. Prison just turned you into you didn't repent in prison. You didn't repent. You didn't find penance. You just became a better, a worse, or a better criminal. That's it. But in this prison, we're repenting.
Every day.
We're in prison. Yep. And we finding repentance through Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
And the only ones that's going to hear that is the ones that are meant to hear it. Niggas like to get shit when it's too late. Because all you do is procrastinate. And then when you do something, you turn it in half-ass. It's fucking half-ass, and you expect it to be the best thing. And my daughter's telling me, oh man, I think this paper was the best paper I ever wrote. Really, nigga? I'm reading this shit. This shit is trash. That's garbage. I could do a way better job than that using the system that they have. She just threw some shit together.
Wow. And
they expected me to tell her, oh yeah, that's good, girl. Like that's the Spirit had me saying while I was reading this shit. I didn't read the whole thing. I have to. I read the first paragraph. This is garbage. God. You just a high school student to write this. You're in college now. Oh. This is not going to be acceptable in the future. I was like, hey, look, guess what? I'm a seer. I was like, look, you got another English class coming? Because this is English 101. So I know 102, it usually stops at 102, 103. And, you know, and it turns into something else and you really don't need it for that. She's like, yeah, I got one coming up. This ain't it. They might let you get away with this shit this semester, but next semester, this ain't it. You're going to fail. You're going to fuck out. You know what I'm saying? With that, I was like, what kind of grade you got in this course? I got a 78. I see why you got a 78. I told her that because I go to my shit. I got B's, I got A's and this shit. You know what? First of all, I use the system. Obviously, at the time, it was still pretty new. Now, these colleges are catching up. I'll get back to the point of there.
They get a little harder.
Yeah, they get a little harder as they go along. They get progressively harder.
Progressively harder, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so it's like, bro, you got to keep up with the class. If you got to think about it, if you were an A student in high school, you're not going to you're going to be either a high C student or a low B student in college, depending on the courses that you take. Because the high school kids, counselors and teachers, they don't give a fuck. And guess what? Neither does the college university students, teachers give a fuck. But they still expect a certain turnout. I guarantee you, if I took this paper and I put it next to this person, I could tell who put more in and who didn't who put more in and who didn't put more, who put less work in. I was like, what's the word count for the thing, right? I said, what's the word count? I think she said 1,000 word essay. I said, that's not including references, right? Well, she didn't say it was the my daughter always give me half-ass answers. She didn't say, no, I know she said, because any good college professor is going to tell you that references don't count as the word count. So take the references out, you only got 797 words. You need 1,000. 900, I think it was 900. It might have been 1,000. But I was like, listen, man, this ain't it. So did you turn it in already? Which I knew she did. But I asked her a rhetorical question. She said, yeah. I said, well, she said it was a draft. She said it was a draft? Or is it a draft? And this is your final paper? Oh yeah, this ain't good enough, baby. Because I know it's a final paper because next month's December and they get out. Yeah. Fall. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She should be lucky if she get a low C in that class after that bullshit ass paper that she turned in. Wow. So she can go home, hang out with her girlfriend that ain't doing shit, and just fucking hanging out with some niggas on the side outside her parents' house, working. And that's what that's what you want to do. That's fine. Kind of you can go home.
Wow.
But I guarantee you, for the next 5 to 10 years, if Lord willing we ain't here that long, you're gonna be living with your moms. Before you find a boyfriend and then he tell you y'all need to move off, because he gonna want to come to your house and hang out with you. Now you fucking in your mom's house, and you know when I come up and I see some nigga, who the fuck is this nigga? Yo, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I don't play that shit. I ain't paying for this nigga. Niggas in the world is just looking for a ride. I use this as an example to say I saw it coming.
Yeah.
Why I saw it coming? Because the Lord gave me the spirit to see it coming. Just like we telling you with this word right now, we see it coming. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we see the destruction of America. We see it, the brother brought it out, where there's no vision, the people perish. If you cannot see what's coming, you will die. You will perish, man.
That's right.
Give me Revelation 19 and 10, man. You finished that, brother?
2 more verses.
Go ahead.
It says, therefore, or shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices.
And your own way is wicked. Right. So the devices you're going to be filled with is the wicked devices. Whatever the wicked devices that this man is planning, the concentration camps, the MOTB, the mark of the beast, the chip. All right?
Yep.
This new prison system where you will own nothing and you will be happy. That's what you're going to succumb to. And ultimately, you're going to succumb to this man's wiles, and depending on him, you're going to be destroyed right along with his ass, man. Because Esau's no God. He's a fucking man.
That's right.
Yep.
He can't get himself out of the situation that he's in. So his mindset is, I'm taking everybody with me. That Nino Brown mindset. Shit, if I'm going down, I'm taking everybody with me. Wait a minute, nigga. You the one that put this shit together.
For real.
Fuck you, man. I'm not going down with you. I wasn't born with no chip in my hand or my head. I ain't fucking with you. You ain't no God. You don't even like my people. You did everything in this world to destroy us, from taking a man out the house, elevating a woman, de-elevating the man, elevating the children, pushing this sodomite spirit all on everybody, calling it woke. You know? Fuck you, man.
That's right.
You take that shit and shut up your ass, man. I'd rather die than have to live on this earth with you and you as a master, me as a servant. Fuck you. Fuck you, man, and this shit that you got going on, man. Kiss my ass. And if you gotta torture somebody to take the chip, it ain't worth taking the chip.
Hell no.
Why do I gotta get I gotta get beat, kicked in the nuts so I can take a chip? Why you want me to take the chip so bad? Answer that question, and he won't.
That's right.
You ain't no fucking God. Matter of fact, before you get that, he is no God, man. He is no God. He's a man. Just type in, I think it's Ezekiel 29 or 39 and 29. Actually, it's 39, Ezekiel 39 and 28. Whoever get it first. It should be 28.
Ezekiel 39:28 says, then shall they know that I am the Yahweh their power.
No, that's not it. Your brothers got to get more familiar with these precepts. When you hear certain things paraphrased,
Ezekiel 28 and 9.
yeah, that's it. The water, brother.
It says, Ezekiel 28 and verse 9, would thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am God?
Mm-hmm.
But thou shalt be a man and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee.
Mm-hmm. Break it down, brother.
That's right, man. And when Yahweh Shem Yahushai, brings down that judgment, nobody's gonna be able to stand before the Most High. Not even you Edomites, man. You believe because you have all this technology and weapons and control over the majority of the minds of the people, man, that you're like unto the Most High, man. But you're not, man. And once the Lord, sends Yahushua, you're gonna know that you're just but a mere man, man. The scriptures say, men in their prime are all together, or at best, vanity or something like that, roughly paraphrasing. And you Edomites, man, you're doing everything in wickedness. So how do you think you stand in the eyes of the Most High, man. That's complete righteousness, man. You a piece of shit, man.
Yeah, like
so when the Lord when the Lord comes to judge, when he sends Yahushua to judge this place, man, you're gonna be nothing, man. That's why the scriptures say, that the Esau's gonna perish like his own dung.
Yeah, his own shit.
All this so-called greatness, all these inventions and innovations that you have, man, all this shit is gonna perish when Yahushua, cracks them clouds with the chariots, man. Everybody's gonna be like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And die, man. People are gonna be giving up the ghost, man, just by looking at the side of our Lord and Savior, man.
Yeah, you might see the side of the chariot and give up the ghost.
That's right.
Oh my God!
Boom.
And then if you see that he a black man, oh, your head's gonna explode.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Clayton Bigsby took off the hood and Dave Chappelle show on the Chappelle show, he took his head off, he took his hood off, and everybody thought he was a white guy. Let us see your face. Let it show us your face.
Yeah.
And he showed his face, and then fucking Edomite his head blew up, man.
That's right, man.
But real quick, this is a quote from this dude named Alvin Goldstein. He was a American pornographer, because the Jews are overly represented in the porn industry, right? This is what he said on his views of religion, and I'll go straight to the point. It says right here, pornography thus became a way of the following. Matter of fact, I'll start right here. In 2004, in a book called XX Communicated, A Rebel Without a Shawl, Luke Ford wrote about a conversation with Goldstein, in which Ford asked Goldstein why Jews are dramatically overrepresented in the porn industry. He answered, the only reason that Jews are in pornography is that we think Christ sucks. Catholicism sucks. We don't believe in authoritarianism. Pornography thus became a way of defiling Christian culture, and as it penetrates to the very heart of the American mainstream and is no doubt consumed by those very same WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant men, its subversive character became more charged. Ford then asked, what does it mean to you to be a Jew? To which Goldstein responded, it doesn't mean anything. It means that I'm called a kite. Ford also asked, do you believe in God? Goldstein said, I believe in me. I'm God. Screw God. God is your need to believe in some super being. I am the super being. I am your God. Admit it. We're random. We're the fleas on a butt of a dog. And that's how the white man look at the world, as a butt of a dog. You can just do whatever you want. So a dog kick it in his ass, fuck it up, feed it all kinds of shit, give it worms, because he doesn't care, because he didn't create this world. He wasn't a part of the creation of this world. He was a thing created on this world. He is a tick. He had that right. He is a flea. He's a flea on the head of the children of Israel, and he needs to be taken out.
That's right.
Because he's nothing but a parasite. Fleas are parasitical creatures. They find a host to suck the blood and life off of it, man. For a man, and guess what happened to Alvin Goldstein? He fucking died of fucking liver failure, man. Renal failure, that's what they call that shit. It's a blood disorder. The Lord fucked this nigga up.
That's right.
For all that blasphemy he said, like the scripture says, you got to give an answer for every idle word, if you can find that.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to being a god?
Yeah, what happened to being a god? What happened to being a super being? And you were a whole piece of shit. You were super wicked.
I have a quick one.
Go ahead.
This the book of Psalms 14:1. It says, "The fool has said in his heart, there is no God.
Mm-hmm.
They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good."
And Esau is that fool. And that's why you got, going back to the Benjamin, not a real Jew, this nigga, he wants to quote scriptures like they pertain to him and his people today. You calling them people in Gaza, them Palestinians, so-called Arabs, you calling them Amalek. They ain't Amalek. Them motherfuckers ain't burdensome to you. They're not ruling over you. They don't have preeminence over you. You want to quote 1 Samuel chapter 15. Then you want to quote Isaiah 60. Like that's got something to do with you. Because he wants to put everybody in complete captivity and slavery, man. And own all the world and its land and its resources. That's what he wants. He wants to try to get a technological blessing that he lost when he was Esau. You know what I'm saying? So here it is. You claim that you're the Most High. You claim that you're God. You think that you're somebody that you're not. You said the man. I told you what the so-called Jews said. It don't mean nothing to him.
How much more these devils that are higher up than
Oh
him,
my goodness! You think this blasphemous piece of shit was somebody? The people that ran his industry, that gave him an industry to run, they believe that.
Yep.
We'll bring that precept out.
This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 12, verse 36 and 37. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
You Edomites, you're condemned. You broke the one rule that's non-forgivable, man. The blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. You're the only one that did that. No Israelite did that. No Israelite can do it. They can talk shit. They ain't put themselves up as something that they're not. You Edomites, you did that. You created these images and said that you're God. You said, give me first, 2 Thessalonians 2:1. Start at 1. You said that you were the Most High, man. Then you said that you was the Most High's son. Then you said that you were the angels. Then you said that you were the Most High's people. And because you have power over these different industries, you were able to deceive the world, around the world. Even these people in this country, this used to be a country, it's a state now. They believe the white man is the Most High. They all into Mormonism, any other facet of Christendom or Christianity. They're all into that shit. You know, singing them bullshit ass songs with no spirit to it. Jesus loves me, I'm crying, yes I know. Jesus, this. First of all, ain't no white man ever saved you motherfuckers, bro.
That's right.
Why are you crying over this motherfucker, man? This Edomite? He ain't the Yahushua of the Bible. Read.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 1. Under man of lawlessness. Now
that's what Esau is.
Mm-hmm.
We just read about one guy, Alvin Goldstein. This motherfucker made billions out of sexual depravity industry, man. And then he had the audacity to say this. For us, do you believe in God? Goldstein said, I believe in me. And that's the mindset. Jake got that same mindset too. That nigga Puff Daddy. That nigga, he's about to go. He's about to get him.
See what he did.
You see what he did? It took him 24 hours. Hey, settle out of court with her. Yeah. Pay the bitch. Mm-hmm. And now she can't bring that shit up again. She can't say that shit again. And she settled out of court for less than $30 million. But she can't talk about it no more. Bye, bitch. You gone. You know? Because that nigga a crazy piece of shit. He did do those things.
Of course he did.
That's why he settled out of court. And he thinks that's the beginning, that's the end of it. Nah, nigga, there's more to come. Because R. Kelly settled out of court. And look where he is. You know, he settled out of court with a lot of people. Michael Jackson settled out of court. If he didn't really rape them little boys, why the fuck are you gonna pay money for it? Oh, just so he can stay out of court? Some of the shit he beat in court, but a lot of the shit he settled out because he did that shit. Okay. Now where he at? In the spirit world. Doing a fucking moonwalk in the spirit world. You know? Right. Guilty is guilty, nigga. It ain't the end for you niggas. It never ends well with the ungodly.
That's right.
This nigga said, I believe I'm God. I'm God. Screw God. What kind of shit is that? What?
That's
hey, you know who else said that
spirit,
shit?
Bro.
You know who else said that same spirit? Boosie Badass.
Oh, yeah.
That's why the Lord breaking his family apart, man. Yeah. Brick by brick. His brother came against him, his own blood. Talking about something, they ain't my brother. Y'all got the same father and mother.
Damn.
And because your mom spoiled him and hated you, she saw that this nigga was some decency in this nigga at a point in his life. And she saw that you was a lost cause, nigga. Like your father.
That's right.
You know? And he got angry at that. His own daughter came against him. She cussed him out. I ain't no fucking hat. Fuck that bitch ass nigga. Yeah, he bought the car for the bitch, all the shit. You thought by buying this bitch gift and spoiler, it was gonna buy her love to you. And it didn't because the Lord said that. And it's gonna be more, brother. This ain't the end. You think it's the end? What? You think you're gonna ride out in the sunset in a Maybach? No, nigga. You're gonna die a horrible death. Because you said the same thing. Shoot, God. Get out of here, God. And threw the middle finger up. You remember them videos, bro?
Yeah, I saw the video.
We witnesses, bro.
That's right, man.
I'm gonna eat if I want to eat pussy, I'm gonna eat pussy. If I want to eat a dead body, I'll eat body. If I want to eat pork, I'm gonna eat pork. If God comes down and says, you should not eat pork, my son. Shoot you. Who the fuck are you talking to, nigga?
Yeah.
That's because you niggas don't have no respect.
That's right.
You beat that case and you thought the Lord was dealing with you, man.
Yeah.
That white God was dealing with you.
Yeah.
He says, I'm the super being. He says, God is your need to believe in some super being. I'm the super being. I am your God. Admit it. We're random. And that's what niggas think. We just shit, you just ran. Oh, brother, let me tell you this real quick story before you get that precept. I'm driving yesterday, right? I'm listening to AM radio, and a motherfucker was on there talking, the Edomite chick was on there talking about the moon. She said that she said the moon was created 40 million years ago. And then a woman asked, well, how does it look the way it looked? Well, mind you, this is perfect sphere. It got it got craters in it. Obviously, such shit hit it, asteroids, I don't know, something hit it. And then this motherfucker was like, oh yeah, it was just created that way. It came out that way. So you trying to tell me a perfect sphere or semi-perfect sphere came out of a chaos and explosion of just stuff. Mind you, the earth is perfectly balanced with everything it needs. So you trying to tell me in a random explosion made that happen? How, Sway? How? The Most High had to create that, bro. It took a supreme until fuck super. Super? That's an insult to you. How about you? I was shy. He is supreme, nigga. It took a supreme intelligence to create this stuff that you have today. That is in perfect balance. Unless Esau touches it and fucks on it, then it becomes imbalanced.
You tried.
Bring it up.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter as from us, as that the day of Hamashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first.
Right, and that shows you that certain things had to happen. Prophecies had to happen concerning the Israelites. We had to completely fall away from who we were, and that was going to be a sign that Yahushua is on his way.
Right.
That day, if we were just living how we were in the ancient world, knowing who we were, knowing that that land of Israel is our land and belonged to us through the inheritance of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and we were just hanging out there, we still had a temple there, we would be fucked.
Yeah.
So we had to completely fall away first. Keep reading.
And that man of sin be revealed.
At the time, the only one that knew Esau was Esau, the Roman emperor, particularly representing Esau. That nigga Herod was an Edomite. The only ones that truly knew that was Moses, Yahushua. Obviously, he gave it to Paul, but it wasn't nothing he could do. He wouldn't get, Edomite!
Right,
Yeah,
right,
Edomite. Because it was more, it was the Romans were Edomites. You still had Greeks walking the earth. You still had Idumeans, Edomites that knew they were Edomites, walking the earth. But he wasn't revealed as that man of sin until it was this time that we're in. We were all back there. But when we came back in this life, we didn't know this devil was the white man. We didn't know. We knew you had people like Malcolm X calling the white man the devil. But he didn't understand he was the devil, the wicked Esau, Edom. He wasn't saying that. Even though he knew that because Abba Bivens was teaching him. But he was like, he didn't want that. He wanted the Muslim shit. And he was an insider anyway. So he would just set up for a time. But now it's being seen. Look at all that shit that this devil is doing. They got to make it illegal for you to speak against the whole situation with the state of Israel and Hamas and the Palestinians. They make it, if you get caught talking about Hamas in a positive manner, you can go to prison in Israel. They just locked the woman up for that shit. A Palestinian who was an Israeli citizen. They took her ass screaming, blah, 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 blah. Took her husband too. You going to prison. for up to a year. All because of something you posted. So they make it illegal in Germany to speak against the Holocaust. It's illegal. That's why people don't talk about it. They locked that old ass woman up some years ago. She was like 90, 91, threw her ass in prison. Yeah, they did.
Ooh. And gave her a fine.
Yeah, and gave her multiple fines.
That's crazy.
Why? Because she was telling the truth. Because it's coming out. Because he's being revealed. It's being revealed that you Edomites are the so-called white man, especially you Amalekites are those people calling themselves Israelis today, especially those that are in power. And like Apostle Dahar said in the live show today, and it's even in that article, I don't know if your brother saw it, that interview with Marion Knox and Ronald Patton. Marion Knox said what? That them Edomites at the high level, the Rothschilds, they come from the Edomites, the house of Esau, but they also claiming to be from the house of David. How, Sway? How can you be from both houses? But they know that they're Edomites. So now we're in a time when they're being revealed. Keep reading.
The son of perdition.
Read it again.
2 Thessalonians 2 verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come.
What day shall not come? The return of our Lord. Go ahead.
Except there come a falling away first.
That happened. Go ahead.
And that man of sin be revealed.
Who is the man of sin?
The son of perdition.
Who's the man of sin? Who's the son of perdition?
The son of perdition.
No, who is
Esau
it?
Edom.
Esau Edom.
Esau Edom.
And who is Esau Edom today?
The so-called white man.
Bam!
Yeah.
That wasn't given back then. Even though you had Israelites trying to come up against the Roman Empire and the system, and what happened with them? Fell. Fucking fell every time. The Sakari, done. Something Bar Kokhba, done. That dude, Judah, he died. He had them people through this, done. Shit ain't work.
Right.
So it was time for them to get put on ice. And that was during the Middle Ages, that 1,000-year period. With Jake, you had the so-called Holy Roman Empire, which was nothing holy about it, but it was Israelites ruling it. You had the so-called Byzantine Empire. It was nothing backwards about it. You had the Moorish Empire, them niggas that was following Islam. That fell. All that shit happened for 1,000 years. You had Israelites ruling, Christian, Catholic, Protestant, Israelite, noble houses and families ruling in Europe, right? And that whole time, Esau was a no people on the earth. He was similar to these Japhites. They were there, but they wasn't doing shit. They was in there with, what's that movie we always show you, brothers?
Quest of Fire.
Yeah, the Quest of Fire type mentality. Yeah. They were fucking braying like animals, like horses. You know, until the Lord started bringing them back into power in the 1400s, late 1300s, early 1400s, and then you had something called what? The Renaissance period. And that was a time, from that time even up until the day, they were lying, deceiving people. But now he's being revealed. Keep reading.
Verse 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High.
Did not that dude Al Goldstein do that? And like the brother, I think the brother Ariel said, that's what they do. That's what the other people do too. You said that, right? He said that. It was you that said that.
I think it was a brother.
It was you said that. No, it was you. They said that the other. That's how the other Edomites think too. One of you brothers said it. It doesn't matter who said it. Yeah. And that's how they all think.
That's right.
They all believe that they're the Most High.
Just like the the body of Yahushua is in one accord. They're in one accord as well, man. In wickedness.
That's why Benjamin, not a Jew, not a real Jew, he said he's claiming that they're doing all this murdering and this genocidal acts openly because it lines up with the scriptures. That's what he said. But why can he say that? But when we start saying that certain things are going to happen because they line up with the scriptures, we're wrong. But nobody's speaking against this devil. Oh, we go to Sabbath service every Saturday. We practice Shabbat every Saturday. So it gives him the right to kill them Palestinians mercilessly the way they're doing. Them little kids that's dying over there we like Apostle Tahar said, we ain't on either one of y'all side.
That's
We
right.
on the side of prophecy. Revelation 19 and 10. After you finish that.
Okay.
We on the side of prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't give a fuck if you're done, but we telling you what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. None of them little kids ran across that border and broke that gate and killed all them people at that fire festival they call a concert. Where they were worshiping Buddha. They weren't worshiping Yahweh Bashim Shai, and it was on a so-called Sabbath day. They were doing drugs, crazy ass sex acts, dancing to some dumbass music, moving all non-rhythmically. You know? But that one day, just that one day, made these people kill all these people. Hundreds of thousands of people had to suffer because of some shit that some so-called group that live in the underground like rats doing all this shit. Why are they always underground? Show some niggas. Where the fuck is Hamas at, man?
I'm starting to wonder if they even exist.
Exactly, because all I see is holes in the ground and fake ass people claiming to be doctors and lawyers and victims of the hostage takeover, trying to make themselves look sad. Which I showed a video. The one dude says his family was kidnapped and he was laughing.
Oh yeah.
He was fucking laughing. Where they do that at? He was cracking the fuck up, and then he tried to act like he was crying. And the one Ghazian dude, Arab dude, when the camera got on his ass, that's when he started lamenting.
Yeah.
Before that, he was just waiting for his opportunity. Nigga, get the fuck out of here, bro. You gonna know real shit is happening and real tears from fake ones, man.
Yeah.
When these Americans are starving to death, you Jakes are fucking being shot in the street, mercilessly, being put to death, your kids' heads being stomped, y'all being grabbed the fuck up, thrown in the white vans in the middle of the night. That's when you gonna hear crying.
Yeah, that's right.
You gonna hear fucking crying, lamenting, screaming. That's real terror. Shit, them people going through over there, they ain't real.
I'm starting to, from what it looks like.
I mean,
up to
slack
this point.
it, brother. I get what you
got
point.
You got it.
The destruction is happening to them people in Israel. You see it.
Yeah.
They're pulling the dead babies out, the men and women. You got it, bro.
No, and in line with what you're saying, I'm starting to wonder. I haven't watched a whole bunch of videos because we don't give a fuck about them. But I haven't seen any captive soldiers.
Yeah.
Normally in a war, the side that's kicking ass is going to say, look, we have proof. These are Hamas soldiers.
Yeah.
I haven't seen none of that. So it looks like, from my point of view, just as a man, that this whole thing is just fucking staged.
It's all staged, but it's happening too.
It's happening.
But it's staged. It's a staged event.
But it's a staged event.
It's staged, but there has to be collateral damage in order for the masses to believe it.
Something ain't right.
Hey, like that
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
I was just watching the scene from it today. Good Night. What was it? Kiss Goodnight.
Long Kiss Goodnight?
Long Kiss Goodnight.
Samuel
Yeah.
Jackson?
Yeah, and Gina Davis.
Gina Davis.
And the dude said that I can't. He said. Samuel Jackson said, "So you're gonna fake killing 4,000 people?" He said, "I don't know how to fake killing 4,000 people. So 4,000 people gotta die."
Yeah.
And that was pre 9/11.
It's
And look, it
possible.
happened.
It's
It happened. So they'll kill
yeah,
people
yeah.
just to make the whole thing wasn't scripted and
Planned.
planned out of the wicked mind of the Edomite.
Yeah.
Because to them, the elite of the Edomites, man, like they don't have boundaries pretty much. They just say, all right, well, you're so and so country, you're so and so country. This shit has to happen. However you make it happen, we don't give a fuck. But you gotta make it happen, and they don't care about people's lives, man. They don't give a fuck about the average individual. Like they don't give a shit as long as their agenda is being fulfilled. They don't care what happens to the people, man.
And it's Micah chapter 2, verse. Sorry. Micah. Okay, here it is. Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
And Esau, Edom, all he does is devise iniquity. Why? Because like we're going into, Esau wants to have control over everybody, man. So how he's not gonna do it in a righteous way, How about we always say, brothers always say the true world order, is gonna come through who? Through Yahweh Shema Shai in righteousness with the true show of true power, man. But Esau can't do that, man. So what is he doing? Deceiving the people, man. So to deceive people, you gotta what? Always think about mischief and how to deceive people. Yep. You know, that's why the scripture say I was holding Revelation 20 and 7. That what? That this Revelation 20 and 7, it says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog.
And that did happen. We're still living in that.
That's right.
That you got some guy on the internet claiming that that's not gonna really happen. That's some spiritual stuff. No, nigga, that really happened, man. After that 1,000 years was expired, primarily we bringing the evidence out. The Middle Ages lasted 1,000 years. After that happened, Esau came back on the scene, and what did he start doing immediately? Deceiving the world through iconoclasm, through changing dates, changing times, all right, and taking us out and injecting himself into them roles, man.
Covering the faces
of the judges. That's what he did. When we come into power, brothers, when we come into power, we ain't gonna lie to nobody. It ain't gonna be nothing but truth.
We tell the truth now.
Yeah, we tell the truth now. So when we come into power, it ain't gonna be nothing but truth. We ain't gonna just, first of all, we didn't even talk about Queen Elizabeth. Who gives a fuck about her ass? She was a jake, but she was wicked as fuck. But the point of the matter is,
she was a hoe.
She was a hoe. That's why the Lord closed her womb up.
That's right.
Point of the matter is, you're gonna know that the truth is what we're saying.
That's right.
We ain't gonna have to just say we're gonna be putting Queen Elizabeth up and all these other people up on and having history class with these people. But listen, bro, you're gonna know what's up.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
We Yahushua is a so-called black man. So you're gonna know everything that we said was true, like the brother said. Like everything we speaking now
it's the truth.
Is the truth.
We practice the righteous act.
That's all we do.
That's why we're here.
So in the kingdom of heaven, it's nothing but truth is gonna flourish. Mm-hmm. Flourish. So we're not gonna take Alexander the Greek and say, you know, he was really a black man. Like that nigga Jeb from One Body. Mm-hmm. That nigga. No, Hitler was a black man. No, the fuck he wasn't. He was an Edomite. Alexander the Greek was an Edomite. His father Philip was an Edomite. You can have it, but you ain't gonna be talking about it, nigga. You ain't gonna be, and the hoes getting fucked up and beat up in the fields. You know, Alexander the Greek. You're not even gonna think about him.
That's right.
You got it, bro.
It says, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. So like we were going into, you know, Esau wants to create this NWO through what? Through deception, through the technology, all the things that he has, created, well, that the Lord has given, you know, given him the power to create, you know, and he wants to do it in what? In wickedness, man. But Yahweh Shemyahushai is going to bring it through what? Through true power, man.
And they're going to try to fight us, meaning they're going to try to fight against the Lord. They're going to come against the prophets, right? And they're going to be fighting Gog and Magog.
That's right.
Which is Russia. They're going to be fighting Russia and his allies from Persia, which is Iran, to America and her allies, which her allies going to end up flipping on her, like they all do. You saw, like, at one time, what they call China an ally today, but then on the flip side, they'll say China is a dictatorship, which is not a dictatorship. I mean, they set their rules and their parameters for their rulers, but Xi Jinping ain't been dictating that country. He was voted in by his country, and they like him, so they keep him. Mm-hmm. Unlike America, you don't like somebody, you get rid of them. You like them, you get rid of them. Y'all saw that new video? That nigga Joe Biden almost broke his fucking neck the other night on that fucking on the tarmac, bro. It was like, look, from now on, just carry that nigga, man.
That nigga can't even walk.
He fell bad this time, bro. All you see was this nigga body flipping down. I'm surprised the nigga still. Well, they had to they probably got one of his stand-ins. You know what I'm saying? Put the mask on him. Because that nigga, like, he got fucked up, bro.
That nigga got one
Whoever
more.
fell down.
He got one more in him.
That's it. One more fall, one more slip and fall, he done.
That's done.
And the Lord beat his ass up. Ooh. You find something?
Nah, I'm trying to look for it, but...
Oh, it was recent. He took a tumble down. They might have took it down. He took... They might have took it off. He took a bad tumble.
What's
man.
that, like the fifth one?
It had to be, bro. Might have been a 6 or 7.
If it's 6, he got one more. You know, 7 is completion. For
real. Yeah.
Imagine the ones we haven't seen. He had that before.
No, all he do is fall. He can't stand the fuck
up. Not
up.
on camera. You know. I got a quick precept.
Bring it up.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 58 and verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So really, we can't believe none this devil say, because he comes out the womb lying. And the fact that they control the media, so they show people what they want to show them, but he's a born liar. That's his foundation. That's his nigga's DNA.
That's all he do.
That's all he do. He can't help it.
He can't expect something like that to tell the truth.
That's
and when
right.
he do tell the truth, he gonna mix it with lies.
That's right.
And if he do it, tell the truth, he gonna do it unwillingly.
It's questionable.
It's always questionable.
It's always questionable.
That's why in the kingdom of heaven, Lord, when we part of the elect, man, around us, man, you Edomite's tongue gonna be taken out of your head, man. You don't need no tongue to swallow.
That's right. That's right.
Well, at least it's gonna be cut down so small that you can't talk. You can't form a sentence. You're gonna talk like you did in Crush of Fire. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Right.
For real, man.
You'd probably be deaf too. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want you hearing nothing we saying. So you can, hey, look, we can speak to you. If we want to talk to you, nigga, we'll make it known to you in your head. Yeah. Outside of that, you get your ass back in the field. You finished that?
Okay.
Revelation 19 and 10.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 19 and verse 10. Slaka, that's the NLT version. Revelation 19 verse 10, KJV, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy.
That's right, and that's what we're doing. We're prophesying all of this stuff. I mean, we're speaking beforehand. And Lord willing, we continue on this road. That means we are the same prophets from old. Some of us have major books. Some of us didn't have a book in there. You know, but we're here to prophesy real quick. One of the bros put it on a comic board, Acts 3 and 23. And it shall come to pass that every soul which will not hear the prophet shall be destroyed from among my people. And that's what's going to happen. From among the people. So every soul, every Israelite that don't want to hear the words of the prophets, hey, guess what? You're going to end up being destroyed. You're going to die. You know? Hey, it tells you in what? Was it Micah? I think it was Micah. I always get it mixed up. The one where it says, Hosea 12 and 10. Hosea 12 and 10.
This is the book of Hosea 12 and verse 10. It says, I have also spoken by the prophets and have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets.
Yeah, so the Lord speaks through the prophets, man. We are his mouthpiece, man.
In the NOT, it says, I sent my prophets to warn you with many visions and parables.
And what's what we're doing.
That's right.
Because a lot of this stuff that we say, sometimes it go over people's heads too. We use parables in our speech. We speak the parables of the Bible. These deep, dark sayings that go over the people. Read it again.
Hosea 12 and verse 10 in the NOT, it says, I sent my prophets to warn you.
Yes, and that's what we're doing. We're warning you of the things that's going to happen before they happen.
That's right.
That's right.
One thing is do for us is get the blood off of our hands, because we know all this information. If we were to sit at home and not and keep this information to ourselves, which is impossible, but let's say we tried that, then we would be judged just as hard as you would, or harsher, because we knew what was going on and we didn't warn nobody. All right?
That's right.
Uh-huh.
He that knoweth to do good and doeth it not is counted as him unto sin.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Lord gave us this wisdom and the gift of faith to what? To come and warn his people, man, so that, you know, whether they're part of the elect, that they could hear the word and come back unto him, or whether you part of the 2/3, so that you could hear and know that there's a condemnation for you for not believing, man.
You have something, brother?
Yeah, I got a quick one.
Oh, let me finish this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
It says, back in the KJV, it says,
No.
Oh, I know, T. Hosea 12:10, it says, I send my prophets to warn you with many visions and parables. But
that was it.
Yeah,
that was it. So that's it. The Lord sent us to warn you of many visions and parables, man. And we bringing it down to you. But you don't want to hear it. What you got, brother?
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1. Baruch is in the Apocrypha. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. So this is the book. This is the book of the commandments, the Holy Bible. And the law that endureth forever, because we have a lot of jakes to say, oh, the law's ended, the Old Testament is done away with. No, the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai endure forever. Yahweh Shai said he didn't come to destroy the law, roughly paraphrasing, but to fulfill it. So, and those who don't keep the law, it says, all they that keep it shall come to life, you shall live, and such as leave it shall die. And 2/3 of Israel, Zechariah 13 verse 8, 2/3 of our people are going to die because they don't want to hear it.
And they're not meant to hear it.
They're not meant to hear it. It's
That's
not
another
for
thing. This is exclusive, baby.
That's right.
It's only for the elected. It's only for Israel, but it's only for the elected Israel.
That's right.
The Lord said, if you don't believe that it is written, if you don't believe on Him, that He is the one that is written about, roughly paraphrasing, that you're going to die in your sins, man.
Yeah. Many are called, but few are chosen. And Lord willing, Baba Kashah, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, that we're part of that chosen.
And so with that, we give all praise and honor and glory to
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakadash.
You can say double honor to the apostles and the bishops, elders, a great millstone for teachers' word and truth and sincerity. Salutations to the 144,000, the elect men, as well as the mixed multitude of men, women, and children who are also Israelites that believe and fear in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Until next week, hey, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.